Hey everyone, it's Mike. Before we start the episode, I have a cool question to ask. Do you own a brewery? Do your customers love trivia as much as I do? Well, then you better listen up. Because Geeks Who Drink weekly trivia nights are the cornerstone of event programming for over 650 breweries and bars nationwide. Geeks Who Drink Trivia is consistently fun and low-effort way to build a community of regulars because we all need our norms, cliffs, and all that, but we want to bring more people in as well. So you can even turn that slow weeknight into the busiest night of the week. So get started with this exclusive offer for my taproom listeners and get your first quiz night free. Go to geekswhodrink.com/taproom and enter promo code taproom. That's geekswhodrink.com/taproom, promo code taproom. And now onto the episode.
All right, and we're back. This is episode 71 of the Taproom Podcast, and I'm your host, Mike. Oh, man, what a weekend. Didn't do a ton on Friday, but I did have some family stuff. Help one of my cousins put together their new pool, because it's been pretty warm out here in SoCal. But then yesterday, I got to go hang out with Hannah Renard, the head brewer over at Last Name Brewing in Upland. Man, it was such a fun episode. We went for about 2 hours, and honestly didn't expect it to go that long, but the conversation was everything I could have wanted it to be. We talked literally about so much stuff. I mean, a bunch about beer, obviously, but a bunch of just different things and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, so shout out to Hannah, thank you, and shout out to Last Name for letting me come down there. But this week's episode is with Danny from Tustin Brewing. Oh man, what a good dude. We got to go down there. It's crazy that, that brewery is 28 years old. And I feel like in craft brewery years, that's 100 years old. Cause there aren't that many, breweries, at least in California, that have been around for that long. So man, it's it's kudos to them. It's shout out to them. And the lineage of all the different brewers that have been there. So Danny is just, is one of the great ones as well. So I had a lot of fun. It was we had a good time, and his buddy Victor was there, who I had him record a little at the little thing at the end. But yeah, we had a great time. I'm going to do a little swimming later. Should be a good one. I don't want to give too much away on the episode for Danny. But all right, yeah, let's see. What do we got? We got some headlines this week. The Celtics won the NBA title. So congrats to the Celtics. The Lakers went and hired another coach, JJ Redick. I think he said it was their 8th coach since 2013. It's man, guys, sometimes you got to give guys a chance and quit listening to all the fucking players on the team. Sorry, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I just think I think that LeBron tries to run the squad sometimes. But, what do you do? Hopefully it works out. Maybe LeBron leaves. Maybe he tries to go play with his son. Who knows what's going to happen? Let's see. Oh, man. We were talking about the NHL and freaking Edmonton, man. They came back and fucking just manhandled the Panthers on Friday. So I want to say I don't know if game 7 is today or if it's tomorrow. I woke up a little tired. It was out all day drinking, not out all day drinking, but drinking, and then was in the sun all day in the pool yesterday too. So, man, it was a long day yesterday, and it was pretty damn hot in Upland, but it was such a blast. Let's see if that game is today. You would think, it feels like they give them 3 days off now for every fucking thing. It's dude, get back to fucking 2 days. Sorry for all the cursing right now, but I just feel like come on. Let's see, and there doesn't look like... Nope, there's no game today, so that'll be tomorrow. Another thing is, let's see, Tiger Woods, the PGA announced that Tiger Woods can play in all 8 signature PGA events, so he doesn't have to qualify or anything like that, which is cool. Tiger's done so much for the sport, so that's pretty awesome. I'm excited for Tiger. What else we got? 39 days from today, I believe, till the first preseason football game, NFL game. So any football is good football. So I'll take it. And then we're also 62 days away from the first college football game. So let's fucking go. I'm pretty excited about that. Honestly, can't wait. I think the week 0 this year starts August 24th. There's only like 4 or 5 games. But a shout out to Art because we both love our college football. It's going to be great. All right. Well, before we jump into the interview, I did do some polls this week and ask some questions. I forgot to put those in for last week's, so my bad. But this week's poll was so close. I asked, what's your favorite brewery food between wings, pizza, burgers, and tacos? Wings edged it out with 30% of the vote. Let's see. And 27% of the vote was pizza. And then we had 23% tacos and 21%. Let's see here. Well, 20%, sorry. Let's see, was burgers. Honestly, burgers came out of the gate swinging. I was like, man, like they jumped way ahead early. And then wings just totally took over. And pizza was right there, though. I mean, there's always good stuff. I mean, you can't really beat any of those. I feel like they're all great. Now, let's see here. And I did mention on the thing, for anyone listening as well, I'm going to send a message to everybody that wanted to do a bonus beer review for episode 75. But I figured I'd also say it on here. All you need to do is you don't need to record a video or anything like that. You just need to record a voice memo saying that you want to, that you review the beer that you're talking about. And then, that's pretty much it. Like the theme of the whole bonus beer review is episode 75. Getting to episode 75, so that'll be in about 4 weeks from now. So you have some time. You don't have to rush. If you want to, just DM me at the Taproom Podcast on Instagram if you're not following already. And I'll give you my email. Don't want to give it out over the over the air, so just in case. But if you want to do that, just send me a DM. I'll email you. I'll send you my email, and then you can go ahead and send over your voice memo. All right, and the Geeks Who Drink questions of the week. The first one was, what year was Sam Adams founded? The correct answer was 1984. So 250 people said 1984, so that was the correct one. 100 people said 1991. Let's see, 1988 was 180, and then 1990 was 8. So, the majority were correct. And then what else do we have here? This one was funny. I don't know why I just threw this one out there. It says, who sang the song, or what band? Who sang the song Scotty Doesn't Know, which is the band. The options were American Hi-Fi, Lustra, Bowling for Soup, and Sum 41. The correct answer, and the most answers we got were Lustra, the 260 votes, American Hi-Fi had 111 votes, Bowling for Soup 14 votes, and Sum 41 90 votes. All right. Well, yeah, that's all I got this week. I'm going to finish watching Shoresy. Season 3 came out, so I've been pretty stoked. And this isn't a plug for Shoresy, but if you like hockey and you have not watched Shoresy, you have to watch it. It's on Hulu. It's freaking fantastic. It's so funny. So, yeah. All right, we're going to jump in the interview with Danny. I hope you all enjoy it, and stay tuned for the outro. All right, guys, we're back in the tap room, and I'm your host, Mike. I have a very special guest on today. I have Danny from Tustin Brewing. How's it going, brother?
Good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. Thanks for letting me come down here. We're at Tustin Brewing. It's off of Old Irvine and Newport?
Newport and Old Irvine.
Oh, there we go. Nailed it. I might have passed it. Siri sent me the wrong way as usual. It definitely wasn't my fault.
It's a little confusing for sure.
Oh, yeah. But I love the style of this place, man. It's like I love all the wood and like the brick on the inside and, and of course I'll get some shots for the reel. But yeah, no, it's a cool looking spot. And how long have you been here?
I started brewing with Jared, who you just had on.
Yeah. Shout out to Jared for linking us up.
I started with him in 2015.
Okay.
And I was here for a year and a half. I left. And then I came back in August 2020.
Okay.
Yeah. So right in the middle of COVID.
Wow. Yeah. It's a wild time, huh?
It was a strange time. Yeah, that's for sure.
Definitely. Oh, man. So we're having a beer right now. What are we drinking?
So we're drinking Primo's Premium Pilsner. It's just a German Pilsner with middle fruit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Cheers. Breakfast
beer. I normally, just take a little sip at first, but I had to go in. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I'm happy with this batch. It's like the third time I've brewed it.
Okay.
It's the best version for sure.
Awesome, man. So tell us, man, how did you get into craft beer? Tell us about your journey.
Yeah, so Right after high school, I was dating this girl, and her cousin, he's a little older than I am, Jason Casey, shout out. He introduced me to craft beer. I was 18 years old. My first beer was Green Flash IPA.
Oh, wow. I haven't heard Green Flash in a while.
I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it. I gave it back to him. I was like, I can't drink
Yeah.
this. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And, he would buy me beer, every time I'd see him, and he'd make fun of me because I'd ask for Budweiser or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. He just kind of put it to me and taught me a lot about craft beer, and I haven't looked back since.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he helped me get a job at Smog City. He got me my first pro job at Bayhawk.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah.
That's cool, man. So you went to you were at Smog City first or Bayhawk? Or?
So I started at Bayhawk right out of college.
Okay.
Jason was already working there, so he helped me get in. And then I met Jared shortly after. So I got there in like November. I met Jared around December. And then he was like, I got to save you.
Yeah.
So eventually he hired me here.
Okay.
Yeah. So I only worked there like 6 months, but I learned a lot, at Bayhawk, but I learned a lot here too.
That's awesome, man. So were you homebrewing before?
Yeah, we homebrewed in college. We only did like 4 batches.
Okay.
But I knew that I wanted to be a pro.
Yeah.
So I kind of just did that for a little bit. And then right after college, it was like, just find a job somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you mentioned like you had that Green Flash, you didn't like it, but he kept like bringing you beer and teaching you about craft beer. When was it that you realized that you wanted to like, this is going to be my career kind of thing?
It was probably like a year after I had that Green Flash beer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got kind of spoiled with Jason, mostly because he would drink, he would go to Alpine and go get beer and bring it out here.
Yeah.
He would knuckle sandwich from Bootleggers. Like that
wow.
was a big,
that was that one in a while.
I know that was a big beer back then, I think at some point Porter, when he was brewing here, he had a triple IPA, and I got to try that. I'm 18 years old drinking these beers.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, so it was more or less around that time where I was like, oh, I think I can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't like John Porter, like, isn't that just like the best like name ever for a brewer?
Yeah.
Like, you're destined to be a brewer if your name is Porter. Oh yeah, your last name is Porter.
And it's one of his best beers. His coffee porter is delicious.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so cool. So coming over here, like, obviously you said you came or you left before COVID and then came back during COVID, right?
Right. Yeah. So I left like 2015-ish. No, I'm sorry, 2016. I was only working part-time here. So obviously I had to pay bills and all that stuff. So I went.
Yeah.
So that's when I went to Smog City for a full-time gig. Yeah. I learned a lot from Porter too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Was like when you first got into it, was it like, or did you start brewing when you were working at Smog City, or were you like a cellarman, or like how did that all work out?
I started at the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, here I was already doing everything. I was brewing by myself. I pretty much did everything.
Yeah.
And so that when I went there, I had all the experience. But you just have to pay your dues. So
of course,
I started all over again. Yeah, I was washing kegs for weeks at a time.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we all got to earn it.
Of course.
Somehow. So I paid my dues, and then I moved up pretty fast there because, I was already pretty experienced, and I trained under Jared, which pretty much trained under Porter. And so it was like an easy transition for me.
That's awesome. And Jared's such a nice guy.
Oh, he's a great dude.
Yeah. He's like, so like, just like, salt of the earth, just a really down to earth, good dude.
Absolutely. Yeah. He's one of my best friends for sure.
Yeah. That's awesome. For homebrewing, you said you only made like 4 or 5 batches?
Yeah.
Do you remember the first one, or the first like style you did?
It was a red ale. It was a brew in a bag. So
okay.
It's like 40% efficiency. It tastes like crap. We used hose water. That was the first mistake. So,
oh no.
Yeah, it was terrible. We dumped it, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. Like, it's crazy how important, like, the RO water is and stuff like that. Could you tell our listeners a little bit more about that?
See, I'm not well versed in water. I have a couple tricks, but mostly because I was taught the tricks, not because I know what the hell is happening.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like a guess thing. But each city, municipality, whatever, they have different water profiles. So you get different beer profiles, so Orange County. The IPAs are great out here. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's the water. It probably is.
Yeah.
There's something to be said about water. It's definitely the most important part,
Yeah.
but it's the hardest to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like, because I mean, every time I talk to somebody, it's like, they talk about, how important that is, when you would think, like, because of the flavors going into it, like you would think that would be, but no,
Yeah.
it's clearly like, it's clearly the water.
Yeah, absolutely. And, John over at Bearded Tang, he's a good resource for me, whenever I have random questions. They're dumb questions to him, but for me, it's, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
No, maybe they're not dumb questions, but
No, I get it.
yeah.
Do you remember? So, I mean, obviously the first one you dumped, the red. But
Yeah.
what do you remember? Like the first one, you're like, man, this is good.
I don't think I ever made a good one.
Oh, no?
Because we didn't do it that, we did it like every few months, and we only did it like
gotcha.
4 times or whatever. So they were never great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last 2 were drinkable for sure, but they were never. Yeah, it's not something I do now. Like, this is completely different.
No, that's awesome. This one's delicious. What are some of your favorite like hops like to brew with? Like if you had your pick of the litter, what would it be?
I mean, Citra and Mosaic are like the obvious answers. Simcoe I really love. Rewaka is like my new love right now.
Oh, dude, yeah.
You can put it in anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any of the New Zealand stuff right now,
Yeah.
I feel like it's just, oh gosh, they're so fire.
Strata I love. Some people don't like it, but I actually really like it.
I like it too. Yeah.
Nectaron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all the the newer hops is what I'm using now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's good stuff. I mean, I anything for me, like, especially if it's like a Pilsner or something or like a West Coast Pilsner, like, which is like you're seeing more of, I feel like there's some good ones out there with like Rewaka or Moswaka and all that sort of stuff. I'm like, oh, just take my money.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, Rip is doing good stuff with that, with those hops, and North Park. Yeah, I love it. It's a good time to be alive for craft beer.
For sure, man. I mean, and that's like, I know, like even like last year was like probably like the first year we didn't see as many breweries opening, but you did see the really good ones expanding.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that's
Green Cheek. I mean, look at them.
Yeah, Green Cheek everywhere is getting bigger. Like, there's quite a few out there that that just keep on growing. And to me, like that, I mean, as long as the craft beer business is growing, then that's all that matters.
Yeah. The business is growing. The beer's getting better. It's, it's hard to complain.
Oh, for sure. I'm coming here for another drink here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just tasting good this morning.
Yep, nothing wrong with a crispy boy in the morning. Oh man, what's your favorite beer on the tap list?
It's a little older now, but Shohei the Money. It's
okay.
Yeah, it's an IPA. Simcoe
I see what
Mosaic.
You did there.
Yeah, Simcoe Mosaic. It's just one of those modern IPAs, low bitterness, just everything in the whirlpool.
Yeah,
heavy dry hop. Kind of a home run with those hops.
Okay.
Yeah, so awesome. That beer, Old Town. I always have Old Town on. It's one of the core beers. I brew that beer every 2 weeks, so I've really dialed it in.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, I'm just looking at it right now. And then you also, looks like you have some other stuff from other breweries as well.
Yeah, we do guest taps here every once in a while. I get lazy when it comes to brewing hazies.
Okay.
So I just buy them sometimes.
Yeah.
I have one in the fermenter. It'll be ready late next week.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not my style. So I brew it whenever yeast becomes available from some other brewery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Like, well, what did you throw in that one?
So this one I'm actually kind of excited about. It's Rewaka Forward.
Okay.
With a little bit of Nectaron.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
I like that combination.
Yeah, it's on day 3 of dry hop, so it's got some time.
Okay.
Before it's ready.
It'll definitely, when it is ready, you'll have to come out and
absolutely
give it a whirl.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What are your favorite styles? So I know you said hazy's not really your style to brew. Like, what's your favorite style to brew though?
I mean, I love IPAs.
Okay.
Yeah, I get made fun of from all my peers, but I love to brew them. I love to drink them.
Yeah, they're great, man. I mean, you get, especially it's a standard like American IPA. I mean, you can't beat it. I mean, if it's as long as it's done well. I mean, as long as it tastes good, who cares?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the ABV's a little higher. You got to drink less, and
But I mean, I also do I love a good, it's like a standard like a Pilsner or anything like that too. So because I mean, I love I love it because you can't, like, there's nothing you can hide behind. You have to, like,
Right.
if that's good, everything else is good. So
No, I agree. They're definitely more challenging. Even though it's simpler,
yeah.
it is more challenging.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you have to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even fermenting a degree too hot,
Yeah.
it'll affect it negatively.
Oh, definitely.
So, yeah, it's temperamental.
There you go. I see you're wearing a pizza port shirt. Is that one of your favorites to get down to?
Yeah, it's a good day trip for us.
Oh, yeah.
We live in Wilmington, so
Okay.
go down to San Clemente for the day. It's so
good.
fun.
Oh yeah, it's a blast. Good pizza, good beer, and then I also hit up Lost Winds over there. Lost Winds is one of my favorites down there. Have you ever been there?
No, I actually haven't.
Yeah, you should check that place out. They got some good stuff. They've won a couple awards. I can't remember when, but went down there a couple years ago, and man, every time I go down there, I hit up Pizza Port, Artifacts, and then and then Lost Winds.
Yeah, Docent is also good down there. Yeah, okay. Docent, Heritage, for some barbecue.
Yeah, Heritage barbecue is so good. I'll have to try that out next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's awesome. So like drink wise is just as you said, like the standard IPA kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, this is a tricky place because I have to have 6 core beers. So blonde, IPA, American wheat, porter, red, and what's the other one? Oh, pale ale.
Okay.
So I got really good at brewing those styles, like the red and the porter.
Yeah.
I don't really drink them, but I got really good at brewing them. And so that's why I try to brew a lot more West Coast IPAs because I have to have these on.
Yeah.
So it's a balance for the board.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I try to have at least one lager on at a time. Sometimes I have 2 or 3, which is great. Yeah, right now I think I only have one. I have a West Coast lager if you want to count that, but
okay. I mean, I might have to try that one out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll have to grab that one in a sec. Do you remember your worst brew day?
Oh yeah, it was recently too.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was brewing a Australian IPA.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't know what I did wrong, but I stuck the mash.
Dang.
Yeah, it was. Oh, you know what? It was a Friday morning. And I thought it was a weird morning. Just getting up, I just didn't feel right. Came in, I worked. Everything went wrong. Everything went wrong.
Really?
From equipment failure to sticking the mash to whatever. And then it turned out I was sick. Yeah.
Oh,
so that next day, I was in bad shape. I was
no.
That's why I had such a bad day.
Yeah.
And everything just went wrong, but the beer came out fine.
Okay.
Actually, it was great.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, my efficiency was terrible, but aside from that, I can't wait to rebrew that beer. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll go better next time.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't get sick. But I mean, look, for stuck mash, it's like how important are rice hulls?
Yeah, well, see, this brew house is so old, I have to use rice hulls.
Yeah.
Like every batch.
Yeah.
Yeah, the false bottom is warped, and it's such a hassle. But
yeah,
you can still make good beer on shitty equipment.
Oh yeah, as long as you have as long as the beer's good, then that's all that matters.
Yeah, something I learned early on in my career is know your system.
Oh yeah,
so like you can brew anywhere, but you have to dial in where you're working, and then figure out the quirks and.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super important. Like you got to make sure that everything, because you could have like something that's brand new, like that you've never worked on before, and then have something older, and you're like, got to figure that out.
Yeah, I always tell people it's like a seasoned cast iron here.
A seasoned cast iron. Yeah, man, that's crazy too, because like you can't just like follow a recipe and expect it to go the same in one type of equipment to another.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, efficiency changes, water profile is different. Everything's just different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like here, it's all soft hose, so I don't have any hard piping. Some brew houses are all. They have a manifold and it's hard piped, it's super easy.
Yeah.
And here I'm looking like an idiot just moving heavy hoses, hot hoses around. It's like a homebrew setup.
Oh, man. But I mean, clearly you're doing a great job.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Did you ever have what was the worst brew day homebrewing? Did you ever have any Any explosions or anything?
No, I don't. We didn't.
Just because, I mean, you only did it 4 or 5 times,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. We didn't do it long enough to really fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've heard some like horror stories of cleanup stories. Like
Oh,
people
yeah.
like keep it in their closet or something like
Oh,
that. And then it just like,
explodes everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the guys I talked to, he said he came back from vacation and it was just everywhere.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. Brewing and then going on vacation.
I think it was like a few days that they were gone, but yeah, I came back and it was like, he said it was so bad.
No, I never had anything like that in home brewing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good, man. I wanted to, should we finish up these ones and then we can jump back in?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, sweet. All right, here we go. And we'll be back. And we're back. It's like we never left.
That's right.
So we have a couple beers here in front of us. You want to run us through them?
Yeah, I got the first one is the West Coast Lager.
Okay.
Let me pull up the hops, actually. This is embarrassing.
No, you're good.
I should know.
While you're doing that, how long has Tustin Brewing been around?
So we'll be 28
shit.
August. Yeah,
Wow.
definitely old school brewery.
Man, and yeah, because that's even like, like going all the way back. Shit, that's like 96?
Yeah, 96. So
wow.
I was 4.
Dang. I would have been 9? Yeah, 9. Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
when was I born again?
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty
crazy.
crazy. Yeah, this place is established.
Yeah, because that's like during that like Stone and all that sort of stuff. And like, to me, it's like, it's crazy to think back then, like, because craft beer wasn't what it was. I mean, not until like the last like 15 years where it's really kind of exploded.
Yeah, I mean, it was microbrew back then.
Yeah.
They survived the microbrew era
Yeah.
to the craft beer era.
That's freaking impressive, man.
It is.
Because that's not that. I mean, you don't see that. Like, there's so many like old ones from way back when that just couldn't survive.
Yeah, I think the owner, I don't want to say he lucked out, but he definitely hired brewers that cared.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this place has made good beer for a long while. And it will continue to, even after me.
Oh, for sure.
This place is such a staple.
Yeah, and what I always say is like, it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, like obviously the can artwork and stuff like that, that's important. But like, if you're making quality beer,
Yeah,
people will find it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We don't really distribute.
Yeah.
I maybe sell a keg or two a year
Okay.
to someone if they ask, but generally we just sell it over the bar.
Yeah. So it's all in house. Yeah.
Yeah, I did something like 750 barrels last year.
Wow.
It's all sold over the bar.
Wow.
Yeah, it's incredible.
That's fucking impressive.
Yeah.
Like, geez.
Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot of times, like you'll see like an empty tap room, but if you go to like craft beer liquor store, or you go to the brewery, pick up cans, go home and stuff like that. But I think kind of COVID kind of did that.
Yeah.
Because it was like people were just drinking at home.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I love drinking at home, but
Yeah.
I'm more of a social guy, so
Same.
I kind of want to be somewhere with someone.
Oh yeah, I love going to the breweries. Like in Morgan now, this is her 9th or 10th brewery since I
nice.
got her, because I've only had her for about a month and a half. Oh no,
Oh, wow.
5 weeks or something, like 6 weeks, I think. So she likes breweries.
That's awesome.
I'm sorry, but I know I went a little off the rails there. But yeah, tell us about the West Coast Lager.
So this is Strata, Mosaic, and Mosaic Cryo.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, what can go
Super
wrong?
floral on the nose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little older, but it's still holding up. It's probably 2 months old. That's not. It's leveled out for sure, but
It's good to me.
I like it.
Yeah, so do I. Because you get that floral like on the nose, but it still goes down like really smooth.
It's really soft. I like.
Yeah, it's really soft on the palate for sure.
Yeah, I like those kind of IPAs. Just very low bitterness.
Mhm.
Every once in a while I'll do like an old school IPA.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll do it too sometimes.
Yeah, everyone likes it, but this is the trend now, and for a good reason,
Yeah. I mean, it's delicious, and one of the things too, because I don't like those beers that just like cling to the palate. Like, where it's just, like,
exactly.
like I don't like. I'm trying to like. I don't want it to like every time I'm trying. It's just like there. It's like there in the back of my palate or back of my tongue. But this one's delicious, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. This is the second hoppy lager I brewed here. And
Okay.
it's done. It did better than the first one, even though I think the first one was better. But,
Okay.
Yeah, but I think the crowd here is kind of easing into those styles.
Yeah.
Some of these people are fixed in their ways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not a problem, but
Mhm.
I'm trying to introduce them to more variety.
For sure. I mean, it's like, and I always feel like there's a gateway beer or gateway drug for everybody. So
Yeah, absolutely. Like there's this one of our regulars, he always drinks pale
yeah,
every day.
yeah,
Every day.
yeah,
But ever since I put the third batch of the German pills on,
yeah.
he's been drinking that like
Love
this whole week. I'm like, what the heck?
Is he
But-
like your Normer from Cheers or
Yeah,
something?
of course. This place is Cheers.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Everyone has their seat.
Okay.
And if they're not there, whatever
Yeah.
time they show up, you're like, what the
Yeah,
hell happened to
where the
that
hell
guy?
are they?
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this place is very unique in that sense.
Yeah, and honestly, it gives off that vibe. Like as soon as I walked in, I was like, I felt something. Like it was just like it felt like one of those places where like if I lived down the street, I'd probably be here every day.
Yeah. And that is it. That's
Yeah.
the demographic here. It's very, it's a residential area kind of.
Yeah, well, selling all those barrels, I mean, you got to have regulars.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have regulars. And then it's always funny because the day crew is completely different from the night crew.
Yeah,
Like, the regulars at night, it's mostly families, but still,
Yeah.
every day they're here and it's
For
great,
sure.
Supporting us.
yeah, and you guys have a full kitchen here too, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay,
full
so
kitchen,
so you
full
can
bar.
come down, have some beer, have some food, and they do have a full bar. The Jameson's staring at you for some reason.
Yeah, we can hit that up later.
Oh no, I'm just kidding. I used to drink a lot of Jameson, and now I'm like, all right, let's stick to the craft beer.
Yeah, I try to stay away from the booze
Oh,
or
yeah.
the liquor.
Oh yeah, and especially if you start mixing, it's like it's just game over.
Yeah.
So you mentioned cryo. How do you like doing that? Or and have you ever like dabbled into like hop keef or anything like that?
I haven't done hop keef yet.
Yeah.
But I love cryo. I don't know how to describe it. It's just it gives it like this unique flavor. Like it's a cryo beer.
Yeah.
It kind of it gives you like a little tingle in your throat.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I like that though. I like
Yeah.
that like kind of hop burnish thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the first beer that I mean, it was probably a few years ago that I had with cryo in it. And I was just like, man, I was like, what is like, what? Because I had no idea what it was. I hadn't even we had just started doing the show, and I was like, oh, I need to buy a beer to review on the show. So I bought, that, and but I can't remember what brewery it was. But it had a distinct taste to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cryo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember what beer I had, the first one I had with cryo, but I guarantee it was from Beechwood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were kind of pioneers.
Yeah. Speaking of Ian.
Yeah. Speaking of Ian.
Yeah. Did you guys ever have like events? Because I know you guys have like TVs and stuff like that. Do you guys ever have like big events here?
Football is huge here.
Okay.
Any kind of
Oh, I can
championship-
see that on a Sunday.
Oh, dude.
yeah.
Good luck getting a seat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. Yeah, so they assign like each TV. Like, all right, we're gonna play this game here.
Oh, I
so
love
if
that.
you want to watch the Lions, you got to sit at this table or
Okay.
whatever.
Oh, that's pretty cool though, because I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean,
because then people are like, "Oh, I want to watch it here." Like,
Yeah.
no, that's for that game.
Yeah.
And whatever big games, we have 2 projectors, and they're tied
Okay.
to the sound system.
Nice.
So,
Oh, yeah, and I can see that you roll it out that way.
yeah, exactly. So football's huge. Any kind of championship series
Okay.
is huge. Ironically enough, this is a Dodger bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You being in Tustin, being in the OC, you think it might go the other way.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, obviously, you have a bunch of Angels fans.
Oh, yeah,
But
for sure.
if there's a Dodger game in the day, like this place is packed with Dodger fans.
Yeah.
But if there's an Angel game, there's a handful of people. Like people
Yeah.
do come in, but it's not the same.
Yeah, I do feel like, and no disrespect to Angels fans, but I just feel like there's way more Dodger fans out
Oh,
there.
for
so.
sure. I mean, you can go to San Diego and say the same thing.
Oh, yeah. For sure, because I'm a Braves fan, but even when I go to San Diego, like to watch a game, or like you always see a ton of Braves fans, and like even like you said, when the Dodgers play the Angels, and you go to that game, it's like there's so many Dodger fans.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere.
They definitely take over that stadium.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's cool. So with having the full kitchen here, what's like the favorite thing on the menu, or what's like the go-to thing? Because I'm assuming that like maybe you guys have wings or stuff like that is kind of probably a staple.
Yeah, it's all bar food. I don't know if one thing is a staple or not, but I love the wings here. All the
Okay.
sauces are made in-house.
Oh,
Dressings,
nice.
everything's made here, so it's all like high quality.
That's cool.
That's the best part about this place, aside from the beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the food, you can't really go wrong with anything on the menu.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it does get old, obviously, eating it every single day.
Got to change it up.
Of course, yeah. I always go in there and get a custom dish, but
There you go.
yeah. But the menu is good here. I love eating here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, man, that seems cool. I mean, you can see all the, I can see this place. I can picture this place just being jam packed on a NFL Sunday or a college football Saturday or something.
Oh yeah. College football, not so much. We used to have a Michigan thing here,
Okay.
but I don't know what happened with that.
Oh, was this like a club?
Yeah, it was like a club deal. Yeah, so we had like Michigan banners, and
Yeah.
there'd be like 50 people that would show up.
Yeah.
I don't know. They probably found a better bar, or some more Michigan oriented bar.
Man, that one was good. So the next one we have is the
Black IPA.
The Black IPA. And you said this one won, right?
At GABF.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
last year.
Do you ever go to festivals or anything like that? Like or to competitions, I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I go to all of them.
Awesome.
Yeah, I pretty much only participate in the San Diego International GABF World Beer Cup.
All right.
I don't do the like smaller ones.
Yeah.
Even though San Diego's kind of small. I don't know why. I focus on, I'm really just fixated on GABF and World Beer Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other ones are whatever to me.
That's freaking awesome, though. I mean, yeah, you won there and then won a World Beer Cup. We'll talk about that in a sec. But let's try this Black IPA here. And it's good. I feel like Black IPAs are coming back.
They are. And they're coming back with a sweet vengeance because everyone's bringing a great one.
Mm-hmm.
10 Miles is great.
Yeah.
Isms is great.
Yep.
Beechwoods is great.
Oh, for sure.
I think mine is pretty good.
Yep, that'll get you there.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's the ABV on this one?
6 flat.
There you go. 6 even. That's solid, man.
Yeah, no, I like it a lot. Yeah, the bitterness kind of fell off, but it's still pretty good.
What when you go to like GABF or anything like that? What's that? What's a day like that look like for you?
I don't know if I should talk about it.
It's all good.
It's just chaos. It's like trying to figure out what bar to go to, what event to go to. It's kind of fun traveling with all your friends. I mostly travel with the Beer Detain guys.
Okay.
So we either stay in the same hotel or same room or whatever, however we coordinate. And it's just fun, It's like finding a new restaurant and then a new brewery or a brewery we've already been to, or going to, like Denver's fun. We go to Bierstadt.
Nice.
I think one year we hung out there for like 7 hours.
Oh, dang. Close the place?
We didn't even close the place. We landed, we dropped our shit off and went straight there. And
nice.
Then, they had like a wrestling event that night too. It was crazy.
That sounds like wheelhouse for me.
Oh yeah. It was so fun. It was so fun. Yeah. And then, like Vegas, we kind of took it easy. We only went out there for 2 nights.
Okay.
For a reason.
Yeah. Like if we go any longer, we're screwed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's freaking cool, man. I wanted to ask you, because you mentioned like you went there and there was a wrestling event, but you don't like, you never did. Did you ever watch wrestling or anything?
Well, just as a kid. Yeah. I've tried to as an adult, but it's just not my thing. Like I get it. I get why it's entertaining. The storylines are all, I don't keep up with it. So it's just like hard to jump in randomly on a random week.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? This is not for me. I got enough shit to.
Oh yeah. No, I totally get it. But for like sports though, like do you like sports?
I love sports. Yeah.
What are some of your favorite teams?
Yeah. I mean, I follow the LA Kings, the Dodgers. I used to follow the Lakers, but not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a big football fan either.
Okay.
Yeah. I like soccer though. Real Madrid.
Liverpool,
nice. Yeah. Galaxy.
I'm a Chelsea guy myself, but we're not very good. So
yeah, it happens.
Yeah, there's always the ups and downs.
Yeah,
they can't figure out their manager situation, so it's like
yeah. Those European leagues are really complex.
Oh, for sure.
There's so many moving parts and a lot of money thrown around foolishly.
Oh yeah, they just honestly, they just like throw like I feel like they just like whatever. Here you go.
Yeah, and then no one's happy. You know,
and then they still don't win.
Yeah, look at PSG. You know, they throw all this money at all these players, and they're not even competitive.
Yeah, just because you throw money at a situation doesn't going to make you good. And I feel that same way about like even like craft beer, because I feel like during like the craft beer, like the initial boom when it took off, like people or like investors, I feel like they're like, oh, this is a good investment because people are into craft beer now.
Yeah.
People are going out to craft beer, to breweries or even craft beer bars. And they're just like, oh, here's so much money. It's going to work. But then it doesn't. Because you have to have you need the money, obviously, but you need the right people in place. Like you said, with this place standing, also the test of time. And if you have the right people and and they care enough, they're willing to, they will, like you said, they'll learn how to do it on something like this.
Yeah.
And
it's a job of passion.
Yeah.
And you can see some people lack the passion and it's reflected.
Oh, yeah.
Like you don't even have to talk to them.
Yeah.
You just try their beer and it's like, oh yeah, you have zero drive to improve anything.
Yeah.
And like you talk to any of the great brewers and they're like, yeah, no, this beer sucks. And it's like, it's a delicious beer and they're not happy with it. And I'm not saying that that's how you should think, but there's a reason why they think that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the brewer's mentality.
Yeah. And I mean, being, what do you call it? Like satisfied, I guess, with what you're doing or complacent, you know, that's a bad thing. You shouldn't. Complacency is the worst thing, especially like in brewing. Like today's a great example of how dramatic things change. You know, like 10 years ago, Stone IPA was a shit, right? You wanted a really bitter beer with some sweetness. And now it's just like you want a dry IPA, hop water, hop tea, whatever you want to call it.
Dude, brewed IPAs. Yeah. When a brewed IPA is done well, I'm like, just take it all. Like, here's my paycheck.
Yeah. I've had a couple good ones. El Segundo had a really good one.
Yeah. Well, a buddy of mine, he's not here anymore and he moved back to Israel, but he was Nadav over at Long Beach Beer Lab.
Oh, okay.
He made a brewed IPA and it was like chef's kiss.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah.
It's so good.
Those are rare though.
Yeah. You don't see them.
Yeah.
But when I do spot one on a menu, I was like, I'm ordering that first.
Between you and I've brewed a couple here.
Okay.
But I don't call them brutes.
Okay. What do you call them?
I just call them West Coast IPAs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because a brew won't sell.
Yeah.
Well, it won't sell as well.
Okay.
Most people don't even know what the hell it is.
Yeah. It's just a dry IPA. Like,
it's just
almost like a champagne almost.
Yeah. It's just a real dry IPA. And people love it. You know,
it's great.
If you don't tell them it's a brewed IPA,
it's like the placebo effect.
It's so bizarre. But, you know, I've had good success with those styles here.
Oh, man. Well, next time you do one, just shoot me a text.
Absolutely.
I will freaking come down and drink you dry.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I had forgotten I did that. I did a couple batches like that.
I love that.
I did one like 2 summers ago. And it was great. You know, I love that beer.
Yeah.
And it was, like 5.5% or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was like perfect. Super light.
Yeah.
It was a pale ale, really.
Yeah.
Or hoppy great. Blonde.
But I love those. I love those ones with the dry finish. Like to me, it's like, oh man, you can't beat that. That would be like, I mean, that's why. I mean, I always order a Pilsner, like a Westie or like a West Coast. But if they have that brewed IPA or like a dry IPA on the menu, it's like, yep, that's the one.
Yeah, I use USO5. Okay. So most of my IPAs finish pretty dry anyway, like under 2.
Okay.
Plato. Yeah, so. Everything's mostly dry here, besides, the maltier beers.
Okay. Nice. If you, go, because we were talking about the craft beer community, like the brewer's mentality and stuff like that. What do you love the most about, like, the craft beer community?
I mean, obviously the friendships, the relationships.
Yeah, the people.
The people, the learning, everything's different. Every brewery's different. Every approach to beer, making beer is different. That's what I love the most. It's a constant. It's a constant. You know, everything just changes all the time, and you kind of have to. You have to adapt a little bit. Like I don't like brewing hazes, but I do. You know? But I'm also learning about hazes. You know, it's not something I want to drink. I can't really sit down with a whole pint of it, but. Some people do, and some people like it, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's the best part. It's just learning, really. Yeah.
And it's ever changing. It's like, like we said, even with the brewer stuff, like get big, like, things change. Like, there was the summer seltzer, there's the haze craze and all that sort of stuff. But it's like, you can't be complacent, like you said. Like, it's get busy living or get busy dying.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm sure people, my listeners probably like, you're quoting fucking Shawshank again. But it's true though. Like, I mean, and it's a testament to, to the craft beer community, the brewer's mentality, and honestly, just to life in general.
Yeah. And everything is improving,
Yeah.
from quality of malt,
Mm-hmm.
from quality of hops, like, and whatever other technology people are working on.
Yeah.
Enzymes, hop products, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
that's all pretty sick.
Yeah.
And it's such a young industry.
Mm-hmm.
Pro brewing has been like, I think
Yeah.
for 120 years, 140 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're so young.
Yeah.
We still have so much to learn.
Oh yeah. And there's going to be some new trend, like,
Yeah.
it's going to be, something I'm sure crazy or wild or whatever. But I mean, people, I'm sure there's probably people that are like, oh, it's brewing. What else can change? It's like, there's always something. Like,
I mean, look at all these hops that are just numbers right now.
Yeah.
They'll have a name at some point if they're great,
Mm-hmm. It'll find a way, and they'll, like, and that's what they say, life finds a way. So
yeah.
We got another one here.
A porter.
And this one,
Blimphanger porter.
and one at Beer Cup.
World Beer Cup. I got a bronze for it.
I love it. And that was this year.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, man.
I've been edging with this beer. It's made the medal round like three competitions in a row.
Wow.
Yeah, and I couldn't finish.
That's great though, man. It's got that almost has like a creamy, it's like a creamy and smooth, but then you also get there is almost like a dry finish on the end of that.
Yeah, I get a lot of vanilla on this, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, let me see. Well,
yeah, this one didn't finish on the nose. Dry. I mean, it finished dry for a porter, I think. It finished at 0.5.
It's delicious though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then and I feel like, what's the percentage on this one?
6 flat, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not bad. But I honestly feels like the drinkability on that, because I feel like some people, especially it's because we're in today's June 1st. We're just about into summer. Well, I guess it's always summer in Southern California, but people feel like they can't drink porters or stouts and stuff like that. But the drinkability on that, I feel like you can drink that any time of year.
Yeah, you can totally drink this in the summer.
Yeah.
It's not full. It's not filling.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No, that's freaking delicious, man. So, hey, congrats to you on the GABF one, and congrats to you on this one.
Yeah, it's it took a few years to win. It's very, very frustrating few years of getting good notes and just not good enough.
Yeah, and imagine if you weren't doing it on a cast iron pan.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows where I would be?
There you go. No, man. What if you had a desert island beer? What would it be? What do you think it would be?
That's a great question.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe something from Rip or North Park. Some sort of IPA from them.
Oh man,
and a slice of pizza.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. North Park is just, man, they just put out just banger.
They just crush
after banger.
It's frustrating. It's like, why? How?
Could you slow down, Kelsey?
Yeah. Like, how are you so good?
Yeah. They just did a collab with Beechwood.
Yeah, it was great.
Beach Foo. Oh
yeah.
God. Yeah. I'm making a reel about it. It'll be out, I think, probably later today.
We should probably go find some after this.
Oh yeah, it's so good. Man, and that's one of the things too I love about the craft beer community is the collaboration. Like being able to maybe you're trying to dial something in.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, I just can't dial in this hazy, or I can't dial in this particular style. You can call your buddy Jared.
Yeah. He always answers.
Yeah.
He always answers.
He'll, tell you this or that. And then it's like, but it's and I feel like it's that way throughout almost all the entire community.
Yeah. I that's also a great part of craft beer.
Yeah.
It's we're in competition, kind of.
Yeah.
If you really want to think about it like that, but we're not.
Yeah.
If you have a hub like Orange County where you can hit up a bunch of good breweries in a row, like how is that a bad thing?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you want more good beer around. Yeah. That's why when people ask me advice or whatever, I obviously don't claim to be the smartest brewer, but I'll help them with whatever I know, because at the end of the day, I want to go to their place and have a good beer.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say I'm changing their beer and making it better or whatever, but if I can help them improve somehow.
Yeah.
and make their beer better for them, for their customers, and for me. You know, I want more good beer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a surplus of good beer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, and that's that's a great way to think about it, because I mean, it's like yeah, there is that competition a little, like you said, like a little bit, but I don't even like every time I talk to someone, that's not how it feels,
No.
and it just feels like hey, if one wins, we all win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, if you can have a whole row of just great breweries, like, oh, let's spend our Sunday doing that.
Yeah.
You know,
Go
why
brewery
not?
hopping, do all that sort of stuff. It's
Instead of going to one because that's the best one, and then the other ones around are kind of mediocre. Like, that sucks, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you get to support everyone.
Exactly.
And you get to drink more good beer.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
So it's all for one and one for all.
Yeah.
To quote the I was going to say, I mean, I like the Three Musketeers, but my favorite of all those movies probably is the Musketeer. I don't know if you ever saw that one. It was like Justin something was in it. I don't remember.
I don't think I've seen any of them.
Yeah. I'm like, I love like old shit like that. But oh gosh, I'm not gonna quote Shawshank again. It's like when he says Alexander Dumbass, he's always pronounced Dumas.
That's hilarious.
So you mentioned you want to eat like pizza earlier. So like, and I'll always love to ask, like, if you had to have, a beer with a food, like whether it's pizza, burgers, tacos, or wings, like what would be your go-to?
I would probably say pizza if I had to pick one.
Okay.
But everything you named is great with beer.
Oh yeah.
If I had to pick one, probably pizza.
And what beer would you have with it? And then the toppings on the pizza.
So if I'm going pizza, I'm gonna do a rip pizza.
Okay.
Just the ripping bowls with the hot honey. Just plain, just easy, easy going. I love that.
I like
pizza.
that.
Yeah, but I can't pick one beer.
Yeah.
It's hard.
That's okay.
I'll pick an IPA though. Something from.
Okay. Well, what would you pair with each one of those things? Like a beer, like with tacos, pizza, burgers, and wings.
I like IPA, so I'm gonna pair IPA with everything.
Yeah. See,
maybe a lager with the tacos.
Yeah, I feel like like a Mexican lager could be really good with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Or like
something with lime in it.
Yeah, something light too would be great. Morgan just woke up. But yeah, even I feel like with a burger, I think like a red ale could be really good. Or like you say, like an American IPA or something like that, or like a double. A double could be like, depending on the hops used, but I feel like that could be really good.
Yeah, I see. Reds do well with pairings, but I can't drink them. I get headaches.
Oh, really?
Yes, I don't know what it is, but
wow.
I'll get a massive headache if I have a pint of red ale. Of anyone's red.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those, like, I mean, I feel like that's weird. I've never had a headache from a red. So I mean, I wonder, like, maybe it's just something like
it's something about me, because I don't know anyone else that like my dad drinks red ales like no other.
Yeah,
but I'm the opposite. I can't. I'll have one pint and like the whole day. I have a headache. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I was wanting to go back honestly go back to the beginning, because how you mentioned Green Flash, and like because you mentioned your dad likes reds. Was like, what was the craft beer that you did have and you were like, oh man?
Probably the Sierra Nevada Pale.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a few months after I had that Green Flash.
Yeah.
And I understood what I was drinking.
Yeah.
Because I had zero warning when I drank that Green Flash IPA. It was just like, here's a keg.
Yeah.
At a house party. Like, yeah, duh, I'm going to help myself.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember that tasting terrible. Just terrible. But then after a few months, I was hanging out with Jason every once in a while, and I forget what beers that he was I mean, like I said earlier, like Knuckle Sandwich, Porter's IPAs, anything he can get from here in Growler, because back then it was just Growlers. So
yeah.
Oh, you know what? Maybe Alpine, like like Duet, or Hoppy Birthday, like those beers.
Nice.
I was so spoiled back then.
Yeah.
Like, no one knew what Alpine was. No one in my age group knew what craft beer was.
No.
And here I am drinking with, like, an older friend. I'm freaking skin and bones, like, weighing 110 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, drinking, Duet from Alpine. Cool. Like, those beers were classic.
No, okay.
You know, and McElhaney, you know, they're doing great stuff now today, but back then it was the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. And see, and that's the thing. That's why I always love to like to ask people. And you know what? A lot of time it's the same answer. It's Sierra Nevada, but it's a testament to Sierra Nevada, like,
Yeah.
and how honestly, like how ahead of, because I mean, yeah, Stone had their thing, but like Stone was always like, oh, fizzy yellow beers for wussies or whatever. And don't get me wrong, like I had the first thing I ever had was a double bastard. I'm like, "Ugh." Like,
yeah,
you know,
that's rough.
yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing I ever had. But like the one that really changed me for it was like Dogfish Head, the Midas Touch. Like that's the one that made me feel like I remember calling my brother. Like I was at the World Bistro and we had just finished a tour, and then we went and sat down at our table, and I tried that Midas Touch. I was like, oh, it's called Midas Touch. It's the oldest beer recipe like ever, I guess, and that they found in that King's Tomb. And I was like, and I tried. I was like, hold on. what is this? Like, and I called my brother. I was like, I just had the greatest beer ever, the greatest thing I've ever put in my mouth.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. But no, it was the best beer I ever had. And I was like, oh, to that point it was.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But like now, like, you know, like what you're saying, there's so much great stuff out there. And that's why I mean, you support local, drink local. And that's the motto here.
I think that's the trend of the market too now.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's cool to get beers from the East Coast or whatever, or from wherever. But I think more people are just localizing the way they spend.
For sure.
You know, you see, you know, like people like Rip, again, to bring them up. They have a restaurant, you know, and every time you go, it's packed.
Oh yeah,
you know
their regular pizza and their deep dish pizza are
it's fantastic,
phenomenal.
And they're opening up a new place, you know, next to the original brewery, and yeah, it's just like Tustin, them, Green Cheek, like it's just a restaurant model with great beer, obviously, and it just gets people to come in.
Yeah,
you know, as opposed to drinking at home.
Yeah. Do you know? I'm sure you do. Like, know Ryan down there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But next time you see him, just tell Mike from the tap room said hi.
I will.
Well, he was one of the people I originally wanted to get on like early on, but I know he's like, man, I got kids. All my Saturdays are like packed.
He's
so I was like,
busy.
I totally get it, bro. But just a nice guy, and he just seems like a really great dad and a really great, you know, person, you know, to talk to. So
yeah, he's great. I mean, both Ryans are great.
Yeah.
They grew up in Tustin, or actually, I don't know if they both did, but Big Ryan for sure grew up in Tustin.
Okay.
Yeah, he grew up coming here.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is crazy.
Because he probably got into this business because of coming here.
I think that's a huge factor for sure.
And when you have a place like this, it's, you know, you said stood the test of time, you know, what's in the community for 28, well, was it 28 years?
Yeah.
That's how fucking cool is that?
Yeah, I think we're on like the third generation now, like the grandkids that were coming in.
Oh,
you know?
that's awesome.
Yeah, I think we've approached that third generation where
That's
like
so
people
freaking
my
cool.
age or a little younger.
Yeah.
You know, if you were born in 96 or I mean, you're already 28.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, well, I appreciate. I've got one more question for you, but I appreciate you know you being on with me and letting me come in, you know, early before you guys open.
Yeah, you can hear the kitchen hammering away at.
Oh, it's all good.
Probably
I can
a piece
edit all
of chicken or something.
Yeah, I can edit all that out in post. But if you were going to give advice to someone that wanting to get into either brewing or home brewing, what would you say to them?
Read.
Yeah.
Read, ask questions. There's plenty of books out there to read, you know. How to Brew by John Palmer. That was like the first book I read.
Yeah.
And it's not a complicated read, you know. Like I'm an idiot and I read it pretty fast. Yeah, and trying, you know. Like sometimes you're going to have to do some shit you don't want to do, you know. If you want to get in this industry, it sucks. There's a lot of suck.
Yeah.
There's a lot of suck. It's physical work, it's dirty work. It's dangerous work. But you have to have passion, and if you don't have that, then you should just find a different industry.
Yeah.
But this is a job of passion. If you want to make good beer, you have to commit to all the bullshit.
Yeah.
There's so much bullshit. There's more bullshit No, I don't want to say there's more bullshit than cool shit, but there's a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've been in the game 10 years now, and I got lucky, you know, with this place getting hired here. Not everyone is that fortunate though.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of my peers, you see it, you know, like either they're stuck or they just quit. They flat out just go to a different industry, and that's fine, you know.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
But
failure is okay.
Failure is okay.
Yeah.
But you do have to commit to accepting some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you like, you know, that's like, I feel like when you talk to like homebrewers and stuff like that too, like it's that failure. It's like having to, you know, all right, I got to do it again. I got to do it again. I got to do it again. But if you have that passion for it, you'll win.
Yeah,
you
for
will
sure.
win eventually. It's just a matter of being willing to put in that time.
At the homebrew scale, it is more frustrating.
Yeah.
Because the more money you put in,
Yeah.
obviously the better your equipment.
Of course.
But it's very expensive. It's not cheap. You know,
definitely.
like great homebrew equipment is so expensive. It's easier to make good beer on a professional system because you have everything.
Yeah.
You know, but at home it's not that easy.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I would just say ask questions and keep reading, and keep brewing.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna get better just reading. You still have to brew.
Exactly.
Yeah. So whatever people want to do, if they want to join the industry, like welcome. But
yeah,
you got to stay committed to it. You know?
Yeah, you can't just lollygag and do shit like that, or like think like, oh, I'm gonna be like an overnight success, because that's not how this industry
it's
works.
not how it works. And you can only half-ass for so long.
Yeah.
You know, if someone gives you $1 million, you can half-ass it until that million runs out, and then what? Now your beer sucks. You never tried in the beginning, and where do we go from here? You invested all this money, and you have nothing to show for it. So it's like you really have to try.
Exactly.
You have to try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was a great answer, and like I said, I appreciate you letting me come in here and talk to you for an hour.
Thanks for having me on.
Oh man, this is a blast. And honestly, Jared, if you're listening, thank you, buddy.
Shout out.
Shout out to Jared. I told him, I was like, one day I got to get John Porter on. I was like, just because I want to be able to see that line on Spotify where it says John Porter.
Yeah. He's a good dude. I'm sure he'd do it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I never like to bug anybody, but if he'd be willing to, I'd be down to do it. But honestly, man, this has been super fun, and it's so cool. You've been doing this for 10 years, and you're living your dream, man, and that's
absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm living my dream and someone else's dream, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but for now, it's mine.
That's awesome, man. Well, thank you again. Maybe we'll have another beer after this. I got to get some shots of everything, but Tap Fam,
Jameson shots?
Oh, no. Oh, I was like, no, not again. No, what is it? Old school? I'm going to do one.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you again, Tap Fam. Make sure you come down here. It's off of Newport and Old Irvine. Right on the corner. It's a cool looking building. Almost looks like a little castle on the outside. But then on the inside, it looks even better. It looks rustic. It looks cool. I mean, you can see all this stuff, and they have really great beers. So come down and support. And yeah, well, and if you're not down with that, I got 2 words for it. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. All right. Cheers, Tap Fam.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks.
Okay, so my name's Victor. Danny's friend. We've been friends since high school. And I was just kind of eavesdropping on their little podcast right now. And after the podcast, I was mentioning that, well, like I said, that we've been knowing each other since high school. And Danny's, he's the one that got me into craft beer. And now here we are, like 12 years later, still drinking craft beer. Yeah, cheers. Well, I usually go for an IPA, anything that's a West Coast IPA or something like that. Right now I'm drinking that lager, the hoppy lager. I think that might be my favorite one right now. You know, it's just a smooth, light, but hoppy beer. That's what I'm drinking now. Yeah. Cheers.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, Danny's just a good dude. It was really great seeing him too at LA Beer Fest. I'm really excited for the next, few weeks of episodes. So we have Brew Dude West Virginia, and then I believe it is the Beer Belly episode, and then the Chris episode, Chris Williams from the World Beer Cup, the competition director. So that one will be that weekend, and then it will be episode 75. And then the episode with Hannah. And also on the Chris one, I am going to throw on the talk where we talked about Beer Fest. So that was pretty fun. So I might actually throw that on next week's episode. We'll see. So because I don't want to get too far away from it. But yeah, then we have Hannah, and then also this coming week, I am going to be recording. I was gonna not record anything this week, but I got the opportunity to. I'm gonna get to talk to Tommy at Asylum in Anaheim. So after that, I'm gonna be doing that, and then I don't need to record anything for about 6-7 weeks. So I'm gonna take about a month off, and then jump back on the grind. Just go out there and enjoy some breweries. Remember, support local, drink local. Just support your local brewery. And honestly, just support local business. Get out there, and they need it now more than ever. We had some sad news about Eagle Rock closing their doors. Feel like last week it was Lost Winds. This week it's Eagle Rock. So I just hope that, the breweries out there can continue to grow and expand. So yeah. Well, all right, Tap Fam. I'm gonna shut the fuck up now. I'm a little tired. I'm gonna finish eating my breakfast, shower up, have a couple more brewskis, and yeah. All right. Take care, Tap Fam. Cheers. Take the over.